We're going undercover to expose how Israel is helping British citizens move to illegal settlements in the West Bank.
So you're next to the Arabs, you hear their mosques, their apartments, great living standard.
Efrat is awesome.
To live there, it's a war crime. It's not awesome.
I am really deeply disturbed that this is going on. It needs to stop.
For years, Palestinian families have been forcibly removed from their homes in the West Bank. Those who remain face an environment of oppression, violence, and injustice. But under Israel's current far-right government, the number of settlements has risen by nearly 50%, despite being illegal under international law.
אחד, להשקיע אותנו פה מעבר לגדר. אנחנו נהפוך אתכם לאיי חרבות, כמו שאנחנו עושים עכשיו ברצועת עזה.
Here in the UK, the government claims to respect international law, and it's condemned the illegal settlements. But what if Israel is actively recruiting people from across the UK to go and live in the West Bank? And what if British taxpayers are subsidising it? Well, there was only one way to find out. Okay, let's start by, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name's Emily. I'm a Jewish anti-Zionist activist and organizer. I'm from America, but I also have British citizenship. I come from an interfaith family, so my dad is Jewish, my mom is Christian. I grew up with both religions in the household. Judaism is part of my everyday life. I consider myself religious.
Last year, Emily got in touch with Declassified because she wanted to go undercover. She and other Jewish anti-Zionist activists had been to an event in London to research links between the UK and Israel, and what they saw raised concerns. Run by the World Zionist Organization, the event was designed to help British people move to Israel in a process known as Aliyah.
ליהודים באנגליה, ליהודים בצרפת, ליהודים באוסטרליה, ליהודים בקנדה, ליהודים בבלגיה, עלו לארץ ישראל. בואו הביתה.
When they were kind of making the pitch for moving to Israel, how appealing did they make that sound?
Honestly, it was quite terrifying how appealing it was. If I wasn't so steadfast in my anti-Zionism, how easily one could be persuaded to do this.
It's about coming home. It's about coming to Israel. It's about connecting with our heritage.
Among the people Emily met at the event in London was this man, Jonathan Vigney. He works for a group called Shivat Zion, literally Return to Zion, which said it supported a smooth integration into Israeli life.
Shivat Zion is here to guide you through the entire Aliyah process, including pre-Aliyah one-to-one assistance, support after landing, and guidance for a year after arrival in Israel.
Shivat Zion says it's the only Aliyah NGO in the UK that's officially recognized by the Jewish Agency for Israel, with strong partnerships with Israeli government ministries. But on its website, it mentions several illegal settlements, including a place called Efrat, half an hour's drive south of Jerusalem. So Emily arranged a follow-up call with Shivat Zion to find out if they would help her move there. But what she didn't tell them was that we were there, filming it.
Hello.
Here, my audio's on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I feel like I've just been trying to find where I can fully be my true authentic self and again live very Jewishly,
Right.
live through my Jewish.
There's only one place.
Exactly. It's a no-brainer.
The decision to do an undercover, puts you at all kinds of risks, and you've chosen to show your face in this video and to use your real name. What led you to make that? It's a remarkable decision.
Using myself as somebody to go and use my Jewish identity to gain access to these spaces is really important to bring to light what is actually going on. There's one place like Efrat, I think.
So Efrat is located in the disputed territories, let's call them that.
Yeah, I was wondering if would that be a place that you all would help me make Aliyah to?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. When we help, okay, we're not flying the planes, okay?
Yeah.
But we do support. and we inform and we advise and we step in when there is an issue and when there's doubt or when there's uncertainty or something is not clear or things like that. Okay, that's the service we can provide.
The illegal settlement of Efrat neighbours a Palestinian village called Wadi Rahal. Settlers have been filmed attacking Palestinian workers and detaining young children from Wadi Rahal during a spate of attacks that also included the shooting of a local resident. Efrat and Wadi Rahal are separated by a military road that's closed to Palestinians, while an internal checkpoint prevents them from accessing their own land, according to B'Tselem. And last year, the head of Efrat's council said that construction was underway to expand the settlement further, with reports of Palestinian homes and farm buildings being demolished.
I don't know, would you personally recommend a place like Efrat? Is it a good place to live? Or
Efrat is awesome. Efrat is a very high living standard. It's a very nice place, first and foremost. It doesn't feel rural. Let me just put that. It's just like a suburb, okay? Everyone lives in fairly comfortable either houses or apartments. There's also apartment buildings there. They're developing big time.
Yeah.
So you're next to the Arabs. You hear their mosques and their, I mean, a lot of their, you know, the call to prayer and all of it. You hear from all angles. I mean, it's West Bank, but apart from it's a great living standard within the issue. Everyone's nice. Everyone tries to help each other. You have restaurants, you have clinics, you have, like I said, banks, supermarkets, everything.
if I did end up in Efrat, like what kind of support would I get from like Shivat Zion?
Well, we would put you in touch with, let's say, the Projector. They know everything about the community, and they will tell you, we have this program, we have these educational options, we have these facilities or trainings or Hebrew courses.
But these settlements come at the expense of Palestinians, and scenes like this have become the reality of life under occupation.
You are stealing my house.
And if I don't steal it, someone else is going to steal it.
No.
To find out more, I spoke to Issa Amro, a local Palestinian activist.
Efrat is a settlement, and to live there, it's a war crime. It's not awesome. So the Israeli settlers and in Efrat, they get quality life on the expense of the basic rights of the Palestinian. We have no freedom, no justice, no equality, no services because of the settlers who are occupying our land, stealing our land, and imposing their culture on us, imposing their ideological beliefs on us. One people get everything, and we lose everything because of the settlers.
Back in the UK, we made a startling discovery about Shivat Zion that raises further questions for the government. While offering to help people move to illegal settlements, Shivat Zion might potentially be getting tax subsidies from the British government. On the group's website, when you click on the button to donate, it gives you the option to add gift aid. Gift aid is a scheme that allows charities to reclaim tax on donations made by British taxpayers. So effectively, it's a government subsidy for charities. In an email seen by Declassified, Shivat Zion said that donations would be paid to a registered British charity called UK Toromet. The implication seemed to be that the charity would act as a conduit for the money. But when we contacted UK Toromet, they claimed there was no active relationship between the organisations and that no money had been passed on to Shivat Zion in the last 12 months. They also said that they'd now asked Shivat Zion not to use their name without permission.
We depend on people like you.
Your donation can give hundreds of New Olim a chance to find safety, stability, and a future in Israel.
Now, we can't verify the claims made by UK Toromet. Only the Charity Commission has the power to find out what was going on behind the scenes. But there's no doubt that donors to Shivat Zion would have been under the impression that their money would go via UK Toromet in order to benefit from gift aid. I wanted to understand what the legal implications of this could be. After all, the International Court of Justice issued an advisory opinion in 2024 saying that countries had an obligation not to render aid or assistance in maintaining Israeli settlements. Well, to try and find some answers, I'm going to meet a leading human rights lawyer, Daniel Mackover, to show him the undercover footage.
This is not a charitable purpose. Fundamental breaches of international law cannot constitute charitable purposes. There needs to be some action taken, given the United Kingdom's clear position on this, to ensure that, especially if charitable funds are going there, that ceases, that gift aid isn't possible, that gift aid is recouped by revenue and customs, and is just unacceptable, really, for these things to go unhindered when it's clear that they shouldn't be taking place.
Over the next few years, organisations like Shivat Zion are likely to become bigger and more important as more and more Brits make the move to Israel. It was predicted that more than 800 British citizens would make the move in 2025, compared with 340 in 2023. The majority, it should be said, go to places like Tel Aviv, but as more and more people go, we can expect to see an increase in Brits moving to illegal settlements. And on the call with Emily, Jonathan Vigney was keen to boast about Shivat Zion's growth.
Have you all had many people from the UK come and make Aliyah in the past few years?
UK is there's a growth. First of all, the growth we see currently since post 7th of October is in the amount of applications for Aliyah. So what we see is a huge increase in applicants, and we see an increase also in actual practical Aliyah. But I think the big wave is still to come.
The big wave still to come. Why do you think that?
All the signs currently are showing that there's a big wave coming all over Europe.
The Israeli government says that this increase is because anti-Semitism has made Europe unsafe for Jews. But although some parts of Israel potentially might be safer, the UK government has warned that illegal settlements in the West Bank do not offer security to Palestinians or Israelis.
Do you think that it's a fairly safe place to go to?
That's okay. That's a difficult question. I'm not going to respond right now in the name of Shivat Zion. I'm just going to respond into my own knowledge of the place of the situation. Is that Efrat itself is a fairly safe place. It's next to Somet HaGush, the Gush junction, and there have been repeated terror attacks. People from the community have been murdered there. I think last month or 2 months ago, someone was murdered there. It's full of security and soldiers to protect these places because there's a lot of terror happening all the time. So Efrat itself is, let's say, 99 out of 100%, I would say it's safe, but it's in an area that is never 100% safe.
Of course.
Stuff happens. Yeah. Again, stuff happens everywhere.
Yes.
All right. Great. My pleasure. Yeah. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I had to do a whole lot of acting.
Yeah, of course.
No mention of the Palestinians whatsoever, and not even by name of Palestinians, but specifically saying Arabs or Muslim rather than Palestinian because they claim Palestine doesn't exist. How they use Judaism, how they use the Jewish identity to draw people in and to say this is the only place where you're able to be fully Jewish. This is the only place where you'll fully be able to be safe, which is such bullshit when, he was talking about how these different settlements have fences up and checkpoints and barriers, and the Palestinian friends that I have, even Palestinian people who've married into my family, they would have no right, no ability to even go to this land, let alone be able to set up a life there worth living. Yeah, it's morally disgraceful. And I feel so bad saying what I had to say in order to get information out. Yeah.
Shivat Zion would probably say at this point, look, you know, we help lots and lots of people move to Israel, and the vast majority of them go to places like Tel Aviv, which is a long way from the settler violence. You know, what's your reaction to that?
Well, the fact is they are prepared from this interview to assist someone to move into the occupied territory without any blink of an eyelid from the material you've shown me, or any indication of what we've just discussed about the illegality of those settlements and the fact that they are, there is, in some instances, it would constitute war crimes to actually aid and abet the transfer. So British citizens face the risk of aiding and abetting a war crime.
This video is a result of months of work that was made possible by your donations. Please subscribe to the channel, and if you're able to, please consider donating.